Okay, ladies, like I said in the bag, you guys are what every notary wants to get to, is escrow officers. And so there's a couple things I did intentionally here. We have Chicago title representative. It's a fidelity company. We're going to talk about fidelity a little bit. We have Lennar Title. Lennar is one of the biggest builders in America. And so she's going to talk about how to get into new builds. Yes. Can I get a little, yeah, there we go. And then we have a branch manager. So we're going to kind of get different POVs all the way through. So ladies, let's get this bad boy going. Amber, let's start with you. Just kind of who you are, how long you've been in the business, and let them know the introduction to you.
All right. So I am Amber Diaz. I am a branch manager of our brand new Goodyear office in Goodyear, Arizona. I've been in the business this year will be my 26th year. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so so whenever I interview, whenever I interview them, I go, how many closings have you given out? And to her point's like, thousands. I don't know what to say.
I lost track at this
Perfect.
point.
So Suzanne, real quick about you.
I've been with Lennar Title just about 4 years.
How many signs have you given out 4 years?
Almost 2,000, probably.
Yes, let's go. What I love about the Suzanne being on here, she's newer. And so I don't want to steal some of the thunder, but I'm going to say it anyways. She goes, Mark, I'm okay with newer notaries because I'm newer.
Yeah.
That's right. There you go. And I was like, oh, they need to hear that. I think there's an assumption every escrow officer has been in 26 years. Like that's your limiting beliefs thinking.
Yeah.
And Suzanne's like, I've been in 4 years. Like, you tell me you're a notary, that doesn't faze me. Because I've only been in title for 4 years. So I thought it was a beautiful paradigm shift that they needed to hear. So I think your assumption that everyone's Amber, or Jamie, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Jamie. I'm at Chicago Title here in Mission Valley in San Diego. I'm on year 26 as well.
Woo! Okay, so let's kind of get right into it. So this question's be a real easy question. Amber, in the past 30 days, how many notaries have approached you for business?
So funny thing, since I talked to you, one has approached me, but through email. But in my office, none.
None.
Yeah.
Past 30 days, how many notaries have approached you for business?
0.
How many notaries?
0.
All the San Diego notaries are like, where do you work?
Yeah, right.
I do this every conference for my veteran attendees. I do this every conference. Let's just kind of talk about this, ladies, real quick. They have this belief that escrow officers are just inundated with notaries. So talk on that fact that how that couldn't be a bigger myth.
Yeah. Literally not one has walked into my office.
26 years. And so would you say that, have you ever been overwhelmed with the amount of notaries ever walked in your, No. How about you, Suzanne?
None.
Jamie?
No, and I'm here every year, and people know who I am, and no one comes in my office. Not one person.
Yeah.
I got your email.
No! By the way, someone said that lives in Florida, San Diego notaries. Okay? But the bigger point is, again, I think you guys have this limiting belief, especially the newbies, that they get inundated with notaries. And they're like, no, it's just Mark. It can't be farther from the truth. So let's just kind of piggyback on that topic. Do you mind being approached by new notaries? Talk about that topic.
I do not mind at all. So the same thing you guys are doing is the same thing I have to do with realtors. I have to market. I have to go in their office. I have to call them. I have to follow up. So I totally understand it, and I'm all for it. And we can always use backups. So.
Yeah, I'm looking at my notes. The note says we always need more. My go-to can't be everywhere. Expand upon that a little bit.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go, I think, into a boom of more refis, more HELOCs, more all these different things, and we need more. One can't do everything.
Suzanne, you want to talk about, do you mind being approached by new notaries?
I personally do not mind. You can come into our office, sign in on the iPad. An escrow officer will come out, talk to you.
Yeah, and again, it's more kind of help them understand, as an escrow officer, you don't mind being marketed to. Because they feel like they're a burden.
Absolutely
and so
not.
The conversation is, do you feel like, are you annoyed, or what's the answer to that?
Absolutely not. We don't know unless you come in.
Yeah.
you've
Jamie,
got to reach out.
same topic. Like, are you annoyed? Do you mind it? Do you like it? Like, explain to the crowd.
I don't mind. I'll always come out and talk to you. I mean, I'm never going to say no. I may say, give me a few minutes, I'm doing something, but I will never say no. I will always come out and talk to you. Always.
Yeah, and so again, I'm trying to help some of these limiting thoughts in the audience. Like, 3 different parts of the country, like they didn't know each other until backstage, and they all 3 had the exact same answer. Like, we don't mind it. No one's coming to us. So I always enter every conversation in the past with this to get you guys out of this block of like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't be marketing. So many notaries knock down their door. Like, do we all understand that we got to lose that? That is your limiting beliefs? Okay, cool. So let's get into some good stuff here. Let's go to the what you want to hear from a notary who's trying to pitch you the first time. Amber, if we can skip to that question. So, again, to set the table for everybody here, the biggest question I get, Amber, Suzanne, and Jamie, is, Mark, well, okay, cool. I'm in front of an escrow officer. What do they want to hear? Mm-hmm. So just talk from your POV and explain to them.
Well, for me, I think first impression is huge. So the first thing is come with confidence. Because if you don't come in confident, I'm not going to be able to trust you that you're going to be confident in front of the client when you're doing the signing.
I'll stop there. Did everybody hear that? So what she said is like, I'm unintentionally or intentionally judging how, I'm like visualizing you in front of my signer.
Yeah, exactly.
And so if she can't see like, oh, this person could take control of the signing. This person can go over the documents confidently. So she's kind of judging that first impression with that. So I thought that was a great nugget. But keep going.
Yeah. And then, I mean, of course, we want to hear all of the, common things, I guess. Like, you're going to deliver our docs on time. You're going to check your docs before you deliver them. All those common things. One big thing that I think would be huge for me is that you express that you understand that you're a part of my team, that you're an extension of my team, and that you're going to talk me up in front of the client. There's never going to be any negative thing that's directed towards the title company, because it's huge. The consumer doesn't know the difference between you guys and us. They really don't, most of them. So that's one really big one. Another thing I think would be just understanding kind of at a high level what happens with the docs afterwards, that they're going from me to now the lender to now give someone keys, that you're not just going over there to take some signatures and that's that. That would stand out to me.
Yeah, you have something here that was good too, is that you talked me up. Go on there.
Yeah, that you talk me up. I think that's really important because if it flows so good and we're all talking each other up, we're all going to get more business, and it just makes us look like we're a team.
Yeah, and so I think, when I was asking or talking about this conversation before today, it was like, what would you need to hear from a notary to be like outside the basic stuff,
yes.
right? I mean, what would you need to hear outside the basics of, I don't miss signatures, I do FedEx, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, Mark, the first thing is like, if you told me that, you're talking me up at the signing.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get me reviews or you're trying to be over the top about me, like,
that'd
make me like, okay, you're totally different.
Yeah.
Right? And that's, what else do you need to hear? And she's like, well, it's Mark. If I heard a notary tell me, like, they know I'm part of your team.
Yeah.
And so the reason I'm reiterating this is so you write this down and you say this to the people where you live. They're like, oh man, when I'm at closings, I'm always talking about how great you are. I'm always edifying you. I'm always talking you up. So they really get it. They really probably don't know the difference between me and you. They just think maybe I even work for Team of Title. And so I'm gonna really make sure that's seamless because I'm part of the team. Is everybody understanding what we're trying to help you formulate here? So I thought that was really good. I love the talking me up part was great.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I teach them kind of through conversation about the entire process, but you're pretty straight to the point, like, let me know that docs go from here to a funder, to the lender.
Yeah.
And so that shows your expertise that yours is not the same. So appreciate that. And then leave something behind. What did you go and see on my notes?
Oh yeah, always leave something behind. I think it was earlier one of the signing services said that too, that she was really impressed that they left behind that, like almost like a resume or a brochure or something. So definitely leave something behind that we can remember you by. The brochure or resume, that was phenomenal. And actually an agent did that with me as well, or a notary did that with me, and it really stood out.
So again, either you mail that brochure, leave it behind. She's like, I interview all the ladies beforehand.
Yeah.
And she's like, man, Mark, this one notary left me like this fancy brochure and I just couldn't forget about her. I was like, oh, we should share that, right?
Yeah.
And so even if it's not a full-on pamphlet like what Melina shared, just like a one-pager back and front, glossy, the leave behind was very profound on her.
For sure.
And so,
I mean, it shows that you're investing into your business, which means that you're going to invest into us as well, you know.
and I'm gonna kind of wrap up with this, with what Amber said, to unpack a little bit. It's like, we do what you're doing. Like, she's pitching realtors. Their pitch, she's not, Suzanne, but, Jamie's pitching realtors and lenders. And so the idea that you're pitching them isn't foreign to them. And so if you can kind of do what they do and show them like, oh my gosh, then your professionalism comes up one level because they're doing the same thing. So cool. Let's talk to you, Suzanne. What do you want to hear from a notary when they pop in your office?
So like, come in, tell me you saw me on LinkedIn, which my thing is not super big on there, but maybe after this. And that you wanted to meet me in person. I'm very friendly. I'm very personable. I love to talk to everyone. But bring me in a reference sheet when you come in that also has testimonials from your buyers. I mean,
Okay,
I
let's
think
just stop there. That's good. Everybody hear that?
It's huge.
That was really cool. So, even if you're trying to go direct for the first time, direct's what we call directly to escrow officers. So if you're doing signing services, like she's like, just show me that you've worked with other people in the industry. So if you've done a signing service before and that signing was a Fidelity-based signing, be like, I've done signings for Fidelity, right? So like, show them your experience through your signings. And she's like, Mark, if a notary came in, showed me all the references, I've done signings for Fidelity, First American, Chicago Title, I've worked with Wells Fargo, B of A. By the way, this could all be through signing services. The truth is you have worked with a Fidelity closing. You have worked with a Wells Fargo. This is landing for everybody. So for you notaries trying to make the transition, I thought that was so good. And by the way, it kind of lands hand in hand with what you said, a leave behind.
Yep.
So the leave behind could be references. And then what I love, she goes, well, Mark, if you like put some testimonials to take Maria idea to another level, if you put those testimonials on a leave behind, so kind of marrying your guys' thought process, I don't know how you couldn't knock the socks off of somebody. So thank you for that reference sheet. I thought that was great.
Resume, obviously, is important, but give me what you've done as a notary. Don't tell me you were 19, worked in a paint store. That doesn't help me.
Well, let's stop there real quick. So when she was talking about that, I was like, oh my gosh. She's like, Mark, if you came in with a full-on resume, and I think Bill said it like a job interview, maybe it wasn't Bill, but you're interviewing for a job, like you're trying to be a signing agent. And so like, if you left me a resume, and then what she was talking to me too, she's like, well, I don't need to know all this other stuff. What have you done in your past that makes you good for this job? Yeah. So I was a receptionist for 5 years and I was really detail oriented. I was an accountant. I was a teacher. And so she's like, if you showed me work history that was relative to what characteristics a good signing agent should have, that'd knock my socks off. So keep going. It's so good. This is so good.
Trainings taken, all the trainings that you've had done, talk loan signing system.
What?
And for me, be absolutely personable and overly friendly. You can walk into my office and we can have a conversation for half an hour, I assure you. That's
Love it. No, I thought that was great. So everyone to get the takeaways from the reference sheet, testimonials, a resume. Which go hand in hand with Amber said. Like, if you're like, oh, what do I leave on a leave behind? Well, there's your answer.
Yeah,
so thank you for that information. Great work. Jamie, same thing. Notary walks into your escrow office like 17 will on Monday. All the San Diego people. What do you want to hear? Kind of break down what you would like to hear.
So what they said, we want to hear, where will you go, your fees, all that. But also, don't be afraid to ask me questions. Like, what do you want in a notary? How can I help you? Like, my biggest thing is communication. So ask the EO, hey, do you give us your cell phone number or is your office number forwarded to your cell phone for after-hour signings? There's always those questions those borrowers have that the LO is not available. You're like, I don't know. So call me. I would rather you call me and ask me a question or tell me that there's an extra L in the name because the docs are wrong. So at least now, If it's 8 o'clock at night, I can choose to get on my emails and send lenders and in email and start troubleshooting now versus that'd be the first thing I see tomorrow morning when I get in the office. So my big thing is communication. So I want to know that don't be afraid to call me. I'm not this big bad escrow officer. Call me and tell me there's a problem. Ask me a question. I would way, way rather you do that than fumble your answer, and then I have to hear the LO call me the next morning say, well, the notary said this, or the notary said they're not going to get their impound account back for 6 months. Whatever it may be, call me. So communication.
Well, let me just jump in real quick, because I think the ninja move there, everybody, is, and it's kind of what Amber said as well, and what I'm trying to do is connect the dots, that doesn't matter where you live or work, all the EOs kind of want the same thing. So that's why I keep referencing everybody back to intertwine. But kind of what Amber said, which Jamie's giving you a specific example of, is you said, show me your experience. Show me you understand the process. Right. So what Jamie literally did is an example of you showing me you know the process. Mm-hmm. The fact that you even know that there's escrow officers who will give you your cell phone number will make an escrow officer go, oh, snap, you are way more educated than the normal notary. Mm-hmm. And so the fact you're like, oh, so, I'm in here walking in, just trying to see if, I can be a part of your team. Out of curiosity, do you prefer communication via cell phone? Meaning like, if there's problems after hours, you give your cell phone out? Because I'm completely comfortable doing that. And so if that's the way you prefer to communicate, I would love to. But the sheer fact EOs will give out cell phone numbers makes them realize, this is somebody who knows what they're doing. To Amber's point, it shows me your experience. It shows me you understand the process. Did that land for everybody? Yeah, yes, that's good. Look, clap, clap, clap. And then let's get to your last point about the loan doc since COVID.